Hi guys, I'm Steph. Thank you so much for checking out my channel today. St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow and I'm super excited. I go all out for holidays. I just think they're so fun. Like, I'm that person on Valentine's Day who is wearing pink hearts. I just think it's so fun to just like get into the spirit of these things, and especially because St. Patrick's Day is on a Sunday. I think you can have a lot more fun with your makeup if you end up going out. If you end up just staying in, I think it's really fun. So I love this green eye look I created. I did pair it with a green lip, but I give another option at the end for more of a neutral lip. So if you want to see how I got this fun St. Patrick's Day look, then keep on watching. So I already have my base and my brows done because I really want this look to be focused more on the eyeshadow. So I just wanted to kind of get this stuff out of the way. So to figure out obviously what greens I'm going to use, I went through my whole collection and looked at every single green I had in a palette. I don't have any palette that is all green or has a lot of green, so this look is definitely going to be pulling from a lot of different places. So just to kind of give you an idea of my thought process for this, my first place I looked was the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions, but I think these tones right here to me look more bluish, especially this one. I thought maybe this could be like a dark green because when you look at it on the finger, but once you swatch it out, it really is more of a blue. So that one didn't quite work. Another color that looks very similar to that in the pan is from the Colourpop Kathleen Light's Dream Street palette. And I feel like in the pan, this shade and that shade look so similar. But when you swatch this one, it's definitely a lot darker and it does pull a bit greener, I think, rather than blue compared to this one. So I figured if I need an outer corner shade, I could potentially use this one. I remember the Too Faced CHP palette also having some greens, but when I looked at them, they're not really quite the tones I was looking for. This is Tempting and this is Bless Her Heart, and I have them swatched on my hand. Tempting, Bless Her Heart. This is more of like an olive green. This one kind of pulled like not even quite green, so really not the two colors I was looking for. So for the colors that got me the most excited, I have this kind of like mint seafoam green, and this is from a One Direction palette, and I depotted the shadows, and I thought this one could look really nice maybe as a transition shade or in the crease, so that's definitely a color I think I'll be using. This is from the Sephora Minnie Mouse collection, and this green right here called Yoo-Hoo. This is like the green I was looking for. So there's a swatch for you. It's a very light green, but definitely the type of green I think of when I think St. Patrick's Day. And then last, from the Urban Decay Moondust palette, we have Lightyear, and I thought this was going to be so beautiful all over the lid. And this is it right here. So I think I'm going to be focusing on these two shades, maybe a little bit of this. If I feel like darkening it up, maybe that one from the Dream Street palette. But that's kind of the look I'm going for. For the inner corner highlight as well as my highlight shade, I obviously looked to my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kits. For Aurora, I thought this one might be good, Helia, but honestly, it's kind of more of a gold tone than green in my opinion. So this is it right here. I feel like it pulls a bit more gold than I'm looking for. Then from the Moonchild palette, we have Lucky Clover, and what a better like shade name to use for St. Patrick's Day. So this is definitely something I will be using. And the swatch of it's right here on my thumb. It definitely pulls a lot more green, but it's still very not too intense. I feel like I can wear it as a face highlight as well as an inner corner highlight. So let's get into this eye look. So the primer I'm using is the Essence I Heart Color Intensifying Eyeshadow Base. And I really want the colors to pop, so I'm going to actually go in and set the lid with a white shade. So from the Minnie Mouse palette, I'm using Daisy's My BFF, which is just a white shade. I'm just setting my whole lid with that. Next, I'm going to go in with that seafoam green from that One Direction palette I had and just lightly use that as a transition shade. I feel like I will be going over it with the Minnie Mouse one that had more, the Woohoo, which was more of the green I was looking for. And just lightly dusting that in the crease. So there we have a soft transition down. I am excited to kind of amp it up with the Minnie Mouse Woohoo shade. So just lightly going over top the shade that we just had and kind of focusing on the outer corner and then bringing it in when there's a little less product on the brush. I'm just going to go in with a brush that is a lot less dense to kind of just like blend all that out and make sure that there's no harsh lines, not doing anything crazy. So at first I went in with the e.l.f. blending brush, which is pretty dense, but it's a bit of a bigger brush. It has a little bit of fluff to it. And now I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. brush, which is the e.l.f. crease brush. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit denser, and I'm just going to go in with that Yoo-Hoo shade again, which is going to give a more concentrated color. And the placement is going to be very similar, but now it's going to be a bit more intense of a shade. So if you see this eye versus this eye where I've gone in again with the more dense brush, you can see that the color is showing up more clear. And I'm just going to go in with that blending brush again from earlier and just kind of go above the crease so it kind of blends out to above, so it's peeking out a little bit. I think I am going to go into the Colourpop shade right here. This is a Water Bearer from the Kathleen Street palette. I'm using this really small brush. I'm just going to pack the tiniest bit on the outer corner. So it definitely got a little messy, so I'm going to go back in with that blending brush and make sure everything just smooths together nicely. That shade is very pigmented, which is great, but you only need the smallest amount, and it is a little bit powdery, so you want to make sure that it's not going to get fall down your face. And if things get a little too crazy like they did on this side, I just go in with the brush I started with that had that white on it, and I'm just going to put that over that area and kind of try to clean it up and blend it out so it's not so harsh. So now that I've evened all that out, before I go in with the Moondust shadow, I'm going to apply a glitter primer. This is the NYX Glitter Primer, and just a small dot will do. I just want to give that glitter color a nice, fresh, tacky base to adhere to. So now I'm going to take a Lightyear, and at first I'm just going to pack it all over the lid with my finger. And for this, I'm just tapping on the product, not sliding my finger over my eye. Wow, I am like really impressed with that shade. I feel like I've been like so monotone throughout this video, but that shade, wow, that just like really wakes you right up, doesn't it? Oh, it's so beautiful. This is like perfect kind of glittery green you want for St. Patrick's Day. I'm gonna add a bit more on because I'm crazy extra like that, but oh, it's so pretty. And I feel like my eyes don't look quite even, so I am going to go back in with a blending brush and try to fix that up. We'll see if that's doable. I feel like that Water Bearer shade kind of took over, so I'm just going back in with that green from the Minnie Mouse palette Yoo-Hoo to kind of bring back that green from that blue color. And I'm also going to use that Yoo-Hoo shade on my lower lash line. And to complete the look, I'm going to take Lucky Clover and put it on my inner corner. I'm now going to go a little bit extra and add some mint green eyeliner on. This is the Annabelle Waterline Matte Kohl Eyeliner in Mint. And just adding that to my lower lash line. And then I'm just going to do the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise for my mascara. So I did end up finishing my face off camera. I did the lashes, like I said, with L'Oreal mascara. For blush, I used this number 7 blush in Honey. I just wanted a really neutral blush, nothing that was going to compete with the eye look. For my bronzer, I used the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade just bronzer. I like it because I think it's more of a neutral toned bronzer. It's nothing that is too warm, and I don't want a really warm look fighting with the green eyes. And then for highlighter, I did go in with Lucky Clover from Moonchild. It doesn't look super green, but it does give a really nice glow to the cheeks. I did put like a little down the bridge of my nose and like Cupid's bow, because like I love highlight, and I was like, just because it's green doesn't mean I'm not going to highlight my whole face. Now for the final step, lips. You could go in with something neutral such as Ofra, Bel Air, whatever neutral works for you. I would try to go in with something that is more cool toned rather than warm toned. I don't really have a lot of like cooler tone neutrals, so I'm just going to do this one. So for lips, if that is enough color for you, you could definitely go with a neutral lip. I think it looks pretty nice, but I do have a green lipstick and I like to go all out. I got my green nails on with my green eyeshadow. Gotta put on my green lipstick. This is it with a green lip, sorry. Definitely a lot more vampy, but I think it's really fun and festive. And to make it a little bit more festive, I'm going to tap a little bit of Lightyear on my lips just to kind of give it a bit more something. And there you have it. Not 100% sure if that was actually safe to put on my lips. So do that at your own caution. I really probably should have checked that first. I think I'll be fine, but if you don't feel comfortable putting eyeshadow on your lips, then definitely do not. I'll try to do some research, maybe leave something in the description letting you know if it was lip safe or not. Thinking probably not. Anyways, this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you end up doing a green eye look for St. Patrick's Day, or if that type of stuff really isn't your thing. I would love to know. I hope you have a great day and a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.